Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl.
Hello, everybody. I'm trying to determine which energy drink I want to drink to bring me back from the brink. What, William? What? What the? Hey, nerd, go get KCC. Tell her to bring out the tits. Actually, I'm not wearing any makeup. And it's cold. Yeah, what is with the glasses? They make me an instant librarian. I've gotten good feedback on these glasses. Also, if you ever dreamt about sleeping with me, this is what I look like in the morning. If you wake up beside me. Just a little pro tip for ya, baby. Anyways. What are we looking at? We are looking at watching the TPO hearing from the earlier in this week that we didn't get to watch. My computer is having a hard time for some reason, even though it shouldn't. But it is. Let's travel. So, okay, here's the option. I could do Hawaiian shaved ice, or my tried, trusty, and true Red Bull Zero Sugar Apricot Strawberry Edition. This is my ride or die. I love this Red Bull. It is so delicious. But this one has almost double the caffeine in it, which appeals to me and my drug-seeking behavior. Oh, I should clear my porn cache, Brooklyn. That's right. Good point. Good point. Also, I've been recording court all morning, and this wild case, it was like 3 hours long. I'm not sure how we're going to watch it. I know, Bill, but will I drink half of it, or will I... Oh, you're having Oikos Pro? I had yogurt this morning. I had IO raspberry yogurt.
Over, ma'am. You can get that. You folks come back up and take a seat. And Ms. Taylor, you can come back on the Zoom call, please.
Yeah, I got the whole thing, Rose. And we'll have to figure out. Oh my God, what's Brittany drinking? I'm gonna have to make a decision here, or else it's gonna be a moot point.
Okay, so where we were, picking back up where we were, I had sworn you in. Mr. Gomez, continue on. Explain to me why.
Actually, before we do, first thing, I want to turn it up on my end. Secondly, my brain is wired weird, and so even when, like, there's nothing wrong with this, my brain is like, you don't want to drink that. You've never drank that before. It's going to be fucking disgusting. Like, my brain just sabotages me all the time. But we're gonna give it a try. I know, Brooklyn. Oh, of course. I have a porn device anyways. Take that as you might. Smells pretty good. Actually, it smells wildly like my other one. So let's see if I like it. It looks to be pale pink.
You need an order against Ms. Taylor.
Yes, Your Honor. Previously, we have tried getting a protection order in November of 2024. Brittany Taylor sent messages toward my wife threatening to kill her cat. and many other things.
Oh, go
And during
back.
that
Did
time
you
of
just say
November,
threatened our cat? What the fuck, bro? That we take that extremely seriously around here. Do you hear that? The police are coming. The police are on their way because you just said that. Please, sir. Please. Brittany, do not be threatening cats.
24, Brittany Taylor sent messages toward my wife threatening to kill her cat and many other things. And during that time of November, as I would go outside to feed my dog, I would hear Brittany Taylor, the fucking neighbor, fuck you, saying all these things while I'm just trying to feed my dog. And these are the kind of offenses that continues to occur on a routine basis.
Well, what
Fast
happened?
forwarding to, sorry.
Okay, so I want to know what's happening most recently here.
Most recently in June of 2025, when I went outside to feed my dog, I hear her with her music of King Leroy saying, F you, goodbye, and increasing the volume as I'm feeding my dog. And I can hear the intent because there's no one else out there
What
at 10
song?
at night. So after that, we had left our home for 2.5 months.
Okay.
We
What?
came back in September. In September, the offenses, as the ones that I explained in November, continued. And I'm not
Give me
gonna
specific examples.
just saying, dropping F-bombs towards us. I'm not a person that likes to curse. We are servants of God. We don't speak like that. But these are the things that would come from her side of the fence to us. And on September 10th, my wife and I, as we were cleaning the house, we found a weapons lock in between our bush.
I saw that.
And as soon as we found it, we put it inside a plastic bag. And on September 11th, I made that call saying that we found this weapons lock in between our bushes. We do not have any weapons in this house. And he told us to dispose it, but we kept it just in case because something was wrong, because we can hear the neighbor constantly offending us over and over again. So we're trying to, we don't curse at her. We don't say anything to her. We avoid her completely. Not even hi or goodbye, nothing, just clear cut. We don't say anything to her. And we've established this. We've spoken to the owner previously that we don't want any contact with her.
This
And
is the
so-
homeowners association?
And we did get in contact with the homeowners
I saw that.
association.
Yeah.
So on October 7th, on the Feast of Sukkot, well, my wife was going out to
I
the
read
mail.
that and I have to confess to you, I don't know what that is. I've not heard that. I don't.
Yes, the Feast of Sukkot is a feast in the Bible. It's basically, it's called, they also call it the Feast of Booths or the Feast of Tents, where we have to,
One at a time, ma'am. Go ahead, continue on, sir.
where part of that feast, we have to build an improvised tent. Because of that tent represents when Israel was taken out of Egypt.
Okay.
And so God had his people living in tents, based improvised shelters. So that's a part of that feast. So on that day, even before we set up our tent, which we were going to have on our deck, my wife went to go get the mail. Brittany and a male subject, she told me, drove up to her and said, F you, you F.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll swear her in and I'll give
Okay.
her a chance.
So this is
I
what
just
she
want to
told
know
me.
about you, okay?
Yes. So, based on what happened that day, from what Aileen had told me, I called the police. And the police said, all right, no crime has occurred, but continue to document it. I had to go to work and I couldn't just stay there. So I told my wife, okay, well, I'm going to notify the owner and let her know what's going on, because I don't want her to think that we're setting up that tent to create something against her, because we're not. This has nothing to do with her. We are here to celebrate this towards God.
Okay.
And after I sent that message to the owner, I left it, I called the police, I went to work. My wife calls me and tells me that Brittany and that male subject for hours yelling at my wife over the fence.
Let me finish with you. And if you're done, I'll swear her in and I'll hear from her.
Okay,
Okay, are you done?
I'm not done.
Okay, go ahead. I don't want to hear about her. I'll give her the chance to do that.
So at that point, I understood that this is something that's serious. This is something that is just attacking our faith. Because if it's affecting my wife, it's going to affect me. Because we're married, we're one flesh. So after that happened, I continued to document.
And when did that happen? Do you have a date on that?
October 7th.
Okay. And then what happened after that?
After that, my wife and I, we were just scared. We kind of just stayed in our house because we know that in the past, she's done this before where she's mixed her medicine with alcohol and something else during the past previous, when we try to document the.
How do you know that?
This is something that she admitted to us.
Okay. All right. Continue on.
So after that, on October 13th, while I was getting ready to take out my dog, I can hear her speaking erratically. And I just completely avoid it because I'm just trying to keep the peace. So I go back inside, I just wait because I can hear her yelling, doing, the same erratic behavior that we know that she does. And then we begin to record because it's just, we hear that it's about us. And she recorded it and we've heard the recording saying that it's the faggot ass neighbors. They deserve to be fucking murdered.
Okay.
What?
Ma'am, could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. What do you have to tell me? He started describing the event. Tell me what happened from your perspective, please.
So, like my husband said, this been going on since we moved to the house.
And you've been there since 2018?
Yes, Your Honor, around September because we get married in that time. And we were renting the house. So we try our best to be good neighbors and tolerate the situation with the previous harassment.
What happened on there was that feast day that your husband spoke of, and then you talked about an
Yes.
incident about her and somebody else. Tell me about that.
Well, in that day of October 7th, I went out. Actually, I was liberating a wasp that went inside the house, and I was in the corner of my bushes right before the street, and I saw them that somebody was in her car, so I decided to go pick the mail and just go to my house to avoid them in the car. And as I am collecting my mail, they reversed the car, and I heard, I hope you died, bitch. And the other person said the same, the male that was with her. And they drove contrary from where I was. That street usually is the one that everybody takes to go exit. They use the contrary one. And then I went to my house. I crossed the street and went to my house and tell my husband about it, because we were really done.
You
with
guys,
the
I'm really
situation
excited. Stop
and
it,
that
ma'am.
they
You need to wait for a minute. I'm really excited because I ordered a specialty baking pan to make Madeline cookie cake things. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm gonna dip them in chocolate. And eat them.
We start the feast, and it's supposed to be a happy time. It's 8 days of celebration. So I tried
And
to.
there was I thought I read in your declaration that she said something about this feast you were celebrating. What did she say?
No, I that was after. I told my husband to text the owner of the house and tell them about what happened and that we were very done with the harassment. And that day we were going to start a celebration, and we want to make sure she understand that we were not going to play evangelic music just to mess with her.
Right.
because we didn't want this to continue because my family was gonna be outside. I have a 4-year-old. I have my uncle that is an old man. Me.
Oh my god, thank you so much, Bill, for that $2 cookie pan rebate. Do, 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 do. Also, I think she said evangelic music, William. Thank you so much, Bill. You guys, these cookies are gonna be delicious. And the Amazon pan that is coming looks like this. So I can make 12 at once. 12 cookies. I want 2 ovens. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you, Bill. Thank you so much.
And then my husband, when he come back from the work, and unfortunately, an hour later, I start cleaning the deck to
Cleaning the dick? Ma'am, where?
build the tent and all
In the
the
tent?
stuff that I need. And
That's inappropriate. Paisley, you shouldn't be making fun of this. This is a religious thing, but I swear to God, she just said cleaning the dick in the tent. You know, I always clean those with my mouth, just to be honest.
to build the tent and all the stuff that I need. And they came back to the yard because she's most of the time in her yard. And I start with my evangelical music because I really didn't want to hear anything. But unfortunately, over the music, both of them start yelling at me and telling me to shut up the music, and cursing at me. And I keep cleaning my deck by myself. And I raised the music a little more because I really didn't want to get stressed out. And I want to focus in what I was doing, in the task that I was doing. But they keep cursing me out to the point that after more than 20 minutes, hearing them yelling at the same time, I broke in nerves. And I wanted to say many things because I was very stressed out. So I start praising. I start praising in Spanish because that's my main language. I start praising to God and I start like casting away the demons. And that's all I said because I was very stressed out. I was break down on my nerves. My son was with my uncle watching TV. And I know that they could hear the screams, but I stay doing the task at hand and keep cleaning my deck.
Cleaning the dick. Hi.
And
Dios
putting the
mío.
tent until I finish. When I finish decorating the tent and all that they keep yelling at me over and over, I have to go to buy some groceries. So I took a shower. And meanwhile, I took a shower, I record because I wanted to have something to defend myself.
Like OnlyFans content? In the shower?
And that's when I have the recording, and that's why you could hear music, evangelical music in the Spotify. That's why you hear commercials. And you could see what's going on after, just as an evidence of the continuous harassment that she have, and she invites somebody else that I have never met, that I don't know, that I have never talked with, continue with the campaign of harassing until that happened.
Okay. So let me hear from Ms. Taylor, okay, for a few minutes. And, you know, I saw there was a lot of things
We are
filed.
going to hear from Miss Taylor here. This is our only case for today, by the way. A little bit of a shorty because I have to get to work. But, I mean, I stream a lot of shit in the shower. So I understand that part. But are they together? I think they are husband and wife. She looks a lot older than him.
Some calls, and some of those, for whatever reason, I wasn't able to hear those recordings. I'm not sure why exactly. Sometimes, because I usually do this stuff on the weekends over the home, but then sometimes my remote access won't let me do that. But Ms. Taylor, could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. So what's your response to all of this?
Okay, so all this, I will admit,
Oh, I wouldn't, ma'am. I probably wouldn't, but if you want to go ahead and admit something, go ahead. Like, I won't admit that I am selling Madeline's, but Brooklyn can definitely get in touch with me and I might be able to make that happen. But for legal reasons, I'm not going to admit that.
that I have taken things above and beyond. But
So I need to speak, I'm sorry,
I-
the connection isn't the best. Go ahead.
it's because I'm sick. I'm sorry. I'll try to talk louder. Can you hear me better now?
Much better, thank you.
Okay. I will admit that I have taken things above and beyond. I do struggle very much so with anxiety, depression, panic attacks. I am in counseling now. The issue with my friend, his name was Ricky, when he came over, I had told him about what had been going on, and we were listening to music on the back porch. So when she started putting her music on, every time I put my music on, she turned hers up. And it's like, if they're allowed to listen to their music, I should be allowed to listen to mine. And yes, I did. I did start. I mean, I don't think I really said anything too crazy. And I certainly didn't tell them that they should be murdered. But I did say some things that I shouldn't have said, I'm sure.
All right.
Um,
And it sounds like this has been going on for a while.
it has, but here's my issue with a lot of it is
What can we do to get it to stop? I mean, they're clearly very upset, and you're upset too. So I mean,
yeah.
what can we do about this so you both can live in peace, which I think you all want?
Yeah. The thing is a long time ago, they had mentioned that I had told them that I had mixed my medicine with alcohol and other substances. I am 9 years clean in December. I do occasionally smoke weed. I drink some wine. When I sent those first very heinous, very rude text messages was a while back. After that, I did tell them when I first got on my medication, I had had a screwdriver with my cousin and I blacked out. And I did. I apologized to them for it and I quit drinking hard alcohol. That was maybe a year and a half ago. I didn't even remember what I wrote in those messages until I talked to my father-in-law the next morning and read them. After I read them, I deleted their phone numbers so that I would not message them anymore. But then we became friends again. They even took my daughter to the Great Wolf Lodge with them, and she stayed the night with them for her son's birthday party.
When was that?
That was Mother's Day weekend.
Just this last Mother's Day?
Yes, this last Mother's Day. After that,
Aw, I just watched a video entitled Old Men Go to Great Wolf Lodge. Sounds a lot creepier than it was. But in fact, just saying that out loud might have got me on a list. Sort of, though, Great Wolf Lodge is on my list of places to go. As an adult, I think I would have a lot of fun there.
we've had barbecues. After that, there was an issue where I had asked her, or she had offered, I can't remember which, to take my daughter to a well child check at the doctor's office because I was having a severe anxiety attack. When I went on my chart to send the letter into the school so she could be excused from school, it stated that she said my house was disgusting, there was feces everywhere, and she told all this to the doctor. So in turn, the doctor called CPS. CPS came out. I asked her about it. She said, they're racist. They're saying that because I'm brown. I never said any of it, and I'll go down there with you to prove that I never said any of it. So when I talked to CPS, I let her know. I said, they said you did say it. It's all on there, and they did contact CPS. That's when she messaged me and said, my husband said enough is enough. I can't talk to you anymore. I figured she just didn't want to admit that she had said it. So CPS comes to my house that same day, and the CPS caseworker, Tara Vett, tells me that the reason why they called CPS is because Aileen supposedly told the doctor's office that the reason why I did not bring my daughter was because I was drunk. So they came out and gave me a mouth swab that same day. I passed the mouth swab. We passed the home inspection. The CPS case is closed. A couple days after that happened, though, my mother came down, and I had went outside to help her unload some stuff from her car, and I noticed that at their garage sale, there was a police officer and another guy. And I kind of just looked over, like, what's going on? We start driving to Sonic, me and my mom, and Aileen texts me and says, I hope you're enjoying the show, insinuating that I called CPS on them, which I did not. They also put in there that I called twice on them. I have never called CPS on anyone in my life. The weapons lock, that's a lock for my gate.
I believe her. I don't think she called CPS on them. But the evangelical crazy people that are praying loudly might have got CPS called on them by somebody else. My thoughts. This is a weird case. Weird case. I think she did get drunk, but she's admitted to all the things that they accused her of doing. Like, why would she deny this part? I don't think that she would. I think that if she had done it, she would have admitted to it.
I am a felon. I do not have weapons. I have never owned a weapon. There are no weapons in my home. When I take it off the gate, I set it on the air conditioner, which is on the side of my house. I have no idea how it could have made it over by their house. But at first they said it was found by the gate, and then it was the bushes, and then it was the trash can. The keys were still in it. I leave the keys in it and put it on the air conditioner so that I don't lose them. There was also an incident, they said, in 2019 that I shot a BB gun at their fence. In 2019, my mother-in-law still lived here at this address with me. I did not have a BB gun. My daughter got one for Christmas last year, but I did not have a BB gun. I never did that. They said I admitted to doing it. I admitted to drinking and being angry because I think it was the wedding anniversary. They had, they were out there like DJing really, really loud Mexican music. And I was irritated. This was before counseling and everything. This was like 2019. I admitted to them and I apologized. They prayed over me, everything else. And we were friends again. Like, it just, I feel like they have lied about so many things. Yes, I have done multiple things that they have said, but half of the stuff in this paperwork is just, it's ridiculous. Like, my father-in-law has been here. I mean, my mother-in-law, like I said, she lived here. And my daughter was 2 years old. I feel very uncomfortable that they stand on the porch and record me all the time. I did make a comment out there one night that people that treat their animals that way deserve to be murdered. I did say that. I should not have said it, but I did.
You understand that's completely inappropriate.
I absolutely do, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
All
sir. Their
So-
dog is outside constantly. They don't let it in the house. It gets so annoying when I'm in my living room and I can still hear the thing barking.
So here's the thing, ma'am, and I'm going to speak to all of you at once here, right? So the only thing in front of me here right now is whether or not, an order should be entered. And I'll get back to that in a second. But there's a lot of things that I can, and there's some things I cannot do. For one thing, I can't enter an order that gives you a good neighbor, either one of you, just can't do that. Whether how they, again, I don't, how they treat their dogs, that's up to animal control. With regard to the CPS thing, that's not really, that's not in front of me right now. And by your own admission, ma'am, you said some pretty, disturbing things
Yes.
that no one would want to hear. But you also said something that I completely agree with, and that is, the only thing this order can do is to keep you from contacting them. Don't speak to them, just pretend they're not there, right? So, but now I'm going to say something that's a little bit more tricky, and that is, you know what? You both can play music. You can play music on your property. You can play music on your property. You have your own taste, and I certainly can't control that. I can't regulate that. You also both can be considerate of the other people's, feelings and beliefs and all that sort of stuff. And so rather than turn it into a volume war for music of your own particular style, you both, and you too, both of you folks, can be considerate of your next door neighbor. You can both strive to be a good neighbor. But based on what I've heard, ma'am, I will enter an order that basically, and the only thing the order says is don't cause them any harm, which you haven't. Don't contact them and don't engage in stalking behavior. So just, they're not a part of your lives, and that's it.
Yes.
All right.
I have
I
a
mean-
question.
It's unfortunate at some point, you did seem to get along, but that's gone away. And I think the best thing for you folks, all you folks to do is just not communicate with each other. You had a question, and then you had your hand up, and then I'll hear from you first, ma'am.
Okay. So as far as the recording me on my back porch, I know they've taken recordings of like me and my daughter. We get into it pretty bad sometimes. I've had to call Catholic Community Services. I've got her on waiting list for counseling, but she's been throwing things, and my daughter has been. So we get into it pretty bad.
Again, the only thing in front of me right now is this order. For me to start telling you stuff or her stuff about that, that's giving legal advice. And
Yes,
it's really not appropriate for me to do that. If you want to speak
I
to a
understand.
lawyer, but you can't do. And, it kind of, and again, I don't know what's going on out there. So I can't really speak to it one way or the other.
right.
Because if you think, well, there's something really bad going on, then she'd want to document that. If you think, well, no, I don't want people taking video of me and my private life and all this sort of stuff. So you both kind of raised good points there, and I'm not going to get in the middle of that. The only thing in front of me here right now is this particular order.
Yes,
That
sir.
might not be a satisfying answer to you, but that's the best one I can give.
Yes.
All right. So again, the order is going to be in place for 1 year. You're just not to communicate with them. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Don't look at it, look away, just pretend they're not there.
Okay.
And be respectful of each other with regard to the music that's being played.
You hear?
And I'm convinced you both can pull that off. All right. That's it for today. Ma'am, you're free to sign off, and you two are free to go. You can get a copy of this order off the district court website. Since you're here, you can get a copy of it here now.
Thank you, sir.
Who's gonna come?
Good
clean the
luck, ma'am.
kitchen?
Good luck to you two folks too.
Yeah, good luck
Thank
to
you, Your
me.
Honor.
That falls on me. Falls on me to clean the kitchen, baby. Actually, I have to do that very quick before I go to work, so I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank you so much. What a great time we've had today. Me looking like a librarian with my hairstyle. I don't know what I would call this even. And this Alani drink, meh. I would rate it 4 out of 10. If I was giving it a rating, unless they're paying me, and in that case, we can have a paid Happy Paisley. I don't know. Actually, it's really hard for me to hide it when I don't like something. So even if I was paid, it would be like hard. So whatever. But I will finish it because I want all the caffeine in it. And I'm not rich, so got to drink it. Anyways, you guys, Bill, thank you again for your donation to the Madeline Pan Fund. It should arrive tomorrow. Amazon Daddy tells me it will. Oh, I'm so excited. We're going to do some baking soon. Christmas baking on the horizon. Love you guys so much. Do me a favor. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye. Bye.
Ways down red.